Hello, and welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet, and for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Blackfeather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately, 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or Raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast. One. And if I can find the button, here we go. Hi, everybody. So before we do introductions, I did want to take a quick moment to talk about the Twitch blackout that is going on right now. So a lot of streamers are specifically not streaming today to demand that Twitch do better about things like racism and abuse on their platform, which I wholeheartedly support. However, there are some streamers who, like me, do this as a living and could not afford to not stream tonight. However, I am asking that if you are planning to donate or do anything like that, to only do direct donations. Don't do subscriptions or bits tonight in support of that. So if you're looking for how to do that, the direct donation links are in the little chart. Where are we at? Right down here, right there in that corner. Coffee.com/Raven and Raven.rocks, the sites that past me just talked about. So that is the only sort of heads up or update. And then I will get the game tweet links into chat and the Patreon as well. There you go. And yeah, Rowan, take it away.
I shall take it and put it away. Ta-da. No, I'm kidding. Hi, I'm Rowan North. I'm a freelance illustrator and art educator, and I am the GM of this game, which, as some of you may know, is the Tickfaw Files. It's a Monster of the Week game that takes place in the year 2040, following a mysterious set of murderers in Louisiana, Springfield, Louisiana, near the Tickfaw River. So we'll go around and introduce everyone and their characters and get into it. All right. So first off, let's start with Jonas or Riley.
Hi, I'm Riley. I play Jonas. Jonas is ex-military cinnamon roll. He just has it bad for Mirabelle. So, and he'd fall on his sword for anyone. I'm Riley, and I am a knit and crochet designer, and I'll put my website in chat.
Fabulous. Thank you very much, Riley. Next is Yaz.
Yeah.
Yaz.
Hi, I'm Yasmin. I am a graphic illustrator and artist, and I play Savoy and Zakil, who is a changeling sharing the same body with a human. And they are just always in confrontation with themselves and everybody around them. And yeah, that's about it. I will also put my shop website in chat. So, yippee!
Thank you very much, Yasmin. Next, we will go to Vanessa.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I am the token Canadian of the group, which is something that I cannot say during our Wednesday games, and I always almost say that, but that's only for here. I'm primarily a watercolor artist. I also do pencil sketch, and lately I've been getting back into digital pieces. And if you want to take a look at those, you can find them on my art Twitter or my coffee account. My art Twitter and my coffee I'll pop in the chat there. But I play Mira, and she's a red cap fairy, which is the fairy equivalent of a vampire, which means that she has to murder people for their blood to stay young and alive. So that's great. And she's also the grump of the group, which goes perfectly hand in hand with Jonas, who, yeah, like Riley said, is the cinnamon roll. So that's cute.
We've got one plot point purchased. So thank you, Michael, for that.
Thank you.
Words are hard. That donation of $3 for one plot point, and the suggestion is one of the players receives some sort of flowers from a mysterious person. So whatever you want to do with that, Rowan. The choice is up to you.
I can work this into some things that plot points bought earlier. All right. Okay. And then last but not least is you, Raven.
Oh yeah, me. I'm playing in this.
It's a me. You.
It's a me. A Raven. Yeah, I'm Raven. I'm a tabletop streamer, and I do literally everything involved with tabletop except for dice making, and that's only a yet at the end of that. Going to get into that.
We'll try.
I am determined. Once the season is over and I have more spare time, I'm going to start making dice. Anyways, I play Primrose, quote-unquote, Dick Bellarue. She's a private investigator and was hired by Savoy to help with this sort of paranormal investigating of all of the space stuff that's happening. She just went through a mirror universe with like weird Inception style stuff, and rescued Naomi, the FBI agent NPC, in the area. And yeah, she's kind of glad to not be stuck in a mirror anymore, and thinking about asking Naomi on a second date.
Oh boy. All right. So we actually just finished up that whole mirror universe thing, like you said. Where basically a mirror had a hand mirror had possessed the mirrors of this motel and causing weird like alternate dimensions to appear and things like that. Doubles. However, you guys solved that. You ended up not killing Kyle's brother, Todd Wright. You guys decided not to kill him, right? Is that right? Yeah. To just drag him off?
Yeah. I think it was kind of ambiguous, actually.
Mira had every intention of fucking him up, for lack of a better term. But I think Jonas stopped her, didn't he?
Yeah.
Stopped her and got him medical attention.
Yeah, so...
Oh, that's right. They took him to the hospital.
Yeah, he's alive.
So Todd's alive.
Did you guys take Savoy to the hospital after Savoy's protest of being like, no, I don't want to go back?
I think they did.
Absolutely.
Dang you guys.
So the snotty nurse can be like, oh, you're back again.
And Savoy's just a grump.
Yeah. So we are actually in an interim episode because when you met the Temryu, the prince in the mirror, the piece of the prince in the mirror, he basically said that this would be a shortcut for you to get to his realm and to
Yeah.
to meet him face to face. Which you guys are now prepping for, right? And you took the hand mirror. Can you describe to me like where you put the hand mirror? What's going on with that? Anyone?
As I say,
If
Dick has done
no-
nothing at
If
this point.
nobody else steps up to take it, Savoy will have it gently wrapped up and put into one of the card that they took so that they can store it at the house.
Yeah, Naomi, I think, took it in the moment, but I think she would offer it to you, Savoy. Most because you seem to be the one who is in charge.
I think that that's still like the worst idea ever, but
And that's what you are. You are the one who's in charge of all this weird shit.
right, you're right.
So,
Well, Savoy will take it up.
all right, perfect. Yes. So you go to the hospital, Savoy. How bad off were you?
I think let me double check because I still have it in my roll 20. I think I was 1 or 2 past unstable.
Okay, so you were pretty bad.
I'm
Oof.
2 points from dying.
Oof.
Yeah, it's been a good time for Savoy, guys. Savoy's covered in scars.
So, okay, we'll actually start there at the hospital. Does I assume people visit you?
I mean,
Tilda's probably like camping out there.
I'm kidding.
Savoy
Built a
probably
blanket
called
fort.
Tilda to beg Tilda to get them out of the hospital. But clearly that didn't work. They're stuck in the hospital. So I would assume that whoever wanted to visit would be able to visit.
Okay. I think Naomi will go and talk to you. Probably this is when she'll give you the mirror. Actually,
Cool.
so is anyone go with Naomi?
I don't think Jonas would go with Naomi, but I do think that Jonas would kind of coerce Mira into going and seeing her bird friend.
Okay.
Mira's not happy about it, but she will.
I'm sorry. I think I might have missed something. Where was Naomi going?
To the hospital to say hello to Savoy.
Okay. Then yeah, Dick will go with Naomi.
What a time to take a drink. Okay. All right. So we've got Dick. So Mira goes. Tilda's camping out there. Dick's with Naomi. Jonas, are you going with Mira?
Yes. At a different point, like on a different day.
Okay, different day. Okay. But this day it's particularly important. So Naomi just the hospital. I'd say you've been there about a day, right? You're out of critical condition. You've had the chance to rest. Naomi comes in and says, "Oh, you look better."
Savoy just kind of gives her that look of like, well, I sure hope so. And despite like the grumpiness, like Savoy sort of shakes it off and like gives her a smile and tries to be amicable.
No, I absolutely deserved that saltiness. It's fine. So you know how I got that mirror, right?
Yeah, Savoy said.
Well, I was thinking, you seem I mean, I don't know if this ragtag group has any sort of official leader, but you seem to be the one officiating. Your house has become the headquarters. I Part of that is thanks to the help of Tilda and her charms, but uh, you seem to know a lot more about what's going on with the whole magical creatures thing. You seem to be the one who's keeping the group together, more or less, or I guess assembling the Avengers. That's a very dated reference. I'm so sorry.
Dick just like is
Chuckle.
leaning against the Dick's like leaning against the wall behind Naomi and just kind of goes, nerd.
I really like old movies. All right.
That's fine, and I do appreciate the sentiment that you think that I have any part in organizing this. But I try my best to at least have a place for people and to keep us together. So, yeah. But why do you bring that up?
I was just more thinking about who should have the mirror. And considering isn't most of the other pieces of Temryu in your possession already, aside from, well, Lily's book. But
Most
then
of
again,
them,
Lily
yeah.
lives with you now, so
Well, I
I
suppose that all of Temuryu's pieces are mostly under one roof.
that is if you don't think that there's any. How many more of these do you think there are?
I got the impression that if this isn't the last piece, there aren't many more after this. But that's just an impression. I could be wrong.
Maybe. Hard to say. I mean, I guess if he's invited us to his home, that's a good sign.
One
Excuse me.
hopes. Though I wouldn't take any signs from Temuryu as good.
That's fair, but from what I'm understanding about fairies, and correct me if I'm wrong, they tend to be all shades of gray no matter what.
That, as far as I can tell, that is correct. And like
Most of the ones I saw are like
there's
purples and greens and stuff.
No, that's not that. I oh, I isn't it me who's supposed to be the literal one?
There's a glint.
Oh right, I'm sorry.
Of like that carmine
Don't take
yellow.
my joke. I have one joke.
Sorry, Esmond, go ahead.
Okay. There's that glint of carmine yellow as the heel, like sort of, like chuckles also with everything of like, haha, you funny humans.
You funny humans.
So cute.
Silly humans, tricks are for kids.
Tricks are for fairies.
Vodka come out of my nose.
It's just looking over at Riley as this dog butts in camera. Oh, that was funny. All right, so she continues, like, either way, regardless, I think it's a good idea to keep them all in one place anyways, especially if there are others who are wanting to collect these pieces from what we've gathered in the past.
Right.
I don't know, his minions or whatever collecting them.
That's I'd be happy to take it. I do recommend, however, that either somebody get me my phone or let Barney know to remove the mirrors from the house. Just in the event that our friend, gesturing to the mirror, doesn't try the same trick again.
I feel like the chance of that is very low. I mean, I've kind of had the mirror in my room and it showed my reflection as normal, so I mean, the mirror compact mirror did. He did try to talk to me through the compact mirror at one point. I kind of ignored him. Should I have listened?
Oh, it's fine. If you believe that it's not going to be a problem, we will simply keep a cautionary eye out for it.
That's some pressure, but all right. So at that point, she's about to continue, but she gets a phone call, and she looks at it, gets kind of a worried expression. She's like, "I'll be. This is important. Duty calls, as they say. Does anyone even
what you
say
need
that?
to do.
All right." And she steps out of the room. Dick, do you go to listen in, or does anyone want to listen in, or?
Dick's gonna look at Savoy and go, "Hey, boss, you look terrible, but I'm glad you're getting better. I'm gonna go eavesdrop on whatever it is she's talking about."
Savoy gives Dick the most ironic finger guns that you could possibly imagine. Like, finger guns and a smile that's just like, they might be on a lot of morphine at the moment.
Whee! Whee!
Dick just kind of chuckles and gives a finger gun back and rolls her eyes like a oh jeez, as she goes to the door and is trying to listen in on this conversation without Naomi knowing that she's listening in on the conversation.
So when Naomi opens the door, there are flowers there in the hall. And she pauses and looks down at him, and it's like, how did Dick, I think these are for you. That's bizarre. Why would they put them outside of Savoy's room? Anyways, I need to take this call.
Yeah. Dick, stands way back away from the flowers and looks for a card. Is there a card on there?
Can you roll investigate a mystery, or just sharp straight up and down?
It's the same thing for me. That's a success.
Fabulous. Okay. You do find with your detectoring skills, you do find blonde hair that's kind of spectral looking.
Okay.
Just like you almost miss it, but it seems to glow. It's like towards the bottom, so it's shadowy, and that's the only way you're able to find like a hair that's glowing faintly.
Dick's gonna pull out like an empty film little canister. Like those, if you remember, 35mm film containers that you'd pop the film into and close it before you take it to go get developed.
Yeah, and aside from that, I mean, there is a tag that says for Dick Belleroux, and it's kind of a fancy script-ish.
Okay, so taking the canister, putting the hair in that, closing it up, and any kind of like plastic bag or a napkin or anything like that. She's going to grab the very corner of the card, fold that up, and stick that in her vest pocket as well.
So as you do so, you do notice...
To analyze later.
Okay.
As I do so, what?
As you do so, you do notice that there's kind of like a little like splatter, kind of a grease stain on it. As if it was by a pan that splattered grease.
Bizarre.
I think Yaz has figured it out.
Yeah, I sure have. I figured this out a while ago, though. It's just adding to
Oh,
it.
yeah, I know who it is now.
Yes, yes, yes. Because let's face it, our viewers are the ones who have made this character what they are now. So,
Frickin' Joffrey.
Joffrey,
Okay.
the
So yeah,
spectral chef that's stalking you, Dick. He's obsessed about you.
So Dick's gonna take the flowers and then go back into the room with Spoy and go, oh yeah, by the way, have some flowers, and just set them on the bed and walk out.
They're for you,
And go to
Soy.
try to listen to
Sorry, say that one more time.
Naomi's conversation. Dick just comes back in with these flowers, sets them on the bed, and goes, these are for you, boss. All right, I'm gonna go eavesdrop on Naomi now.
Savoy just like gives you like a deadpan stare and lets you go. That's all.
Dick just sort of like shrugs, like, I don't know, have some flowers. And she's gonna go try to listen in on Naomi's conversation.
Okay, so can let's actually have you roll another sharp. Let's do kind of investigate mystery, see how much you hear.
Okay. It's a 7. I'm gonna add a d6.
Okay.
So it's a 9.
Okay. So mixed success. So as you are eavesdropping, she's definitely yeah. So
Okay.
we just got a Buster rhyme from me.
Oh no.
Yasmin.
So next time it's Savoy's turn to talk, we'll start the timer.
Okay.
Excellent. Anyways, so as you're listening in, it's clear that she's from what you gathered from the conversation, like she's not dropping a lot of details. This is obviously from one of her superiors. So that means that it needs to be more private and top secret. And yeah, she is definitely trying to stand away and gets quiet when anyone, like one of the nurses, pass. So you're having difficulty picking up what exactly it is that she is saying, but you absolutely know that this is work related, and she sounds a little shaken.
Okay.
You hear mostly a lot of like, okay, yes, sorry, I'll look into that. All right. And that's that. Do you move away from the door once she hangs up?
No. Dick is just going to move into wherever Naomi was, or is standing.
Okay.
And go, oh, hey, everything all right?
She visibly starts. She's just barely like hung up and is kind of looking at her phone. And she's just like, yes? Yes?
Yeah, everything all right?
Yes? I guess. No? Maybe. It's just work.
The way you're saying yes over and over sounds like it's a no.
It's... I mean, the cases for the murders, the serial murders in the town over have gone cold. And I wonder why that is. However,
Whoops.
However, there has been someone who reported being attacked and bitten by the neck. Right here in this hospital.
Wasn't me.
That's weird.
Oh, yes, it was. It's Todd who reported.
Oh, it still wasn't me. I didn't do it.
I think I can take care of that. Could you take care of something for me by chance?
Sure. What?
Dick pulls out the card and the little canister with the hair and goes, somebody's been following me lately and sending me weird stuff. Can you find out who, or just send it to the lab or whatever, and like whatever the FBI restraining order is. Let's just. I don't know if you can help with that.
Oh, I see. So you want me to put a restraining order on whoever's been following you? I can do that.
That'd be
I
great.
can certainly do that.
I mean, that seems better than me having to beat them up and tell them to stop.
But honestly, this is a conversation we should have with Savoy if she's in any state to listen. Snort.
You're a jerk.
All right. Well, after you.
I totally forgot about the Busta Rhyme part. This is just naturally the order of things. The Busta Rhyme.
All right, so Dick's following Naomi.
Okay, so Naomi heads back into the room and quietly closes the door and says, "So, listen. I just got a call from my superiors, and it seems the weird happenings here in Springfield are finally catching up with the rest of the FBI. Luckily, they think I'm just completely inept at my job, so I'm being given the benefit of the doubt, I guess. But between what happened, like the confusion from the alligator man, what was his name? Steve? The crushed vehicle.
Kyle?
No, the alligator, the one in the motel.
Yeah, Steve. That was Steve.
Between Todd, was that his name? Whoever it was, calling. Yes, it was Todd. I'm remembering now. Between Todd's wounds, and the store, the gift shop being destroyed, and break-ins, and you have done so much to keep things quiet and paying people off, but there's only so much of that, I guess, you can do until someone is bound to notice. Oh no.
I'm trying to think of what comes next.
3 minutes.
Savoy laughs like that, the dopey, drugged up laugh, until they're laughing they're off their ass. And feathers prickle their cheek, and their head tilts a bit weak, and Zahil's voice comes out almost in a pout and says, "Well, as a human, there's only so much you can do. Until other humans begin to stew on the acts of violence and magic. And you can only cover your tracks with so many adjectives."
You tried. You tried.
Tried real hard. This is a real ard.
You're doing pretty good
my God.
until adjective.
My God.
Savoy taps their chin a bit and waits a tit before responding again and says, well, if they can't be bought, then an
Go.
Hey, now it's back.
Here we go.
We're getting the internet fixed tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank God. And we're back on stream. Hello, everybody. Sorry, our internet went out. We're waiting on Rowan to get back in. Internet's getting fixed tomorrow.
Big oof.
do I still have to rhyme?
Yep.
Is my time up?
No, your time is up.
Okay.
A for effort.
I'm trying so hard. There's only so many slant rhymes that you can have.
The thought of having to rhyme for 5 minutes sends me into an anxiety spiral, so you got further than I would have.
If it helps, I will totally take your rhyming time if it helps keep you from anxiety.
internet.
There we go.
Yes, ma'am.
I got your back.
Thank you.
So, what Dick was saying before the internet cut out. So, Dick has contacts in both organized crime and espionage. Through the Naked City move in their playbook.
Oh.
So I think Dick's gonna try and be like, I've got a buddy over at the CIA I think can take care of this. They usually have me help them with their supernatural things that the government doesn't need to know are supernatural. I've got a friend over there. I think he can probably clean that up.
I mean, I know. So Savoy's rhyming spell is now over, and they kind of just blink dumbly and nod, and they're like, "Well, I would rather take your context over trying to contact my family."
Oh. Yes, that's preferable. I mean, no offense to you. I've heard things. There's extensive files on you and your family.
And Savoy just kind of stops and tilts their head at Naomi and is like, I'd be curious to know about my family.
It's top secret. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said anything.
And Savoy's just like, oh, why? Why would you take this away from me? Like, everything that they do is over exaggerated and almost silly. Like hand against forehead, throws their head back and is like, you have done me a disservice.
So
Dick just
how
looks
are
at
those drugs?
Savoy goes.
There.
Yeah, Dick just looks at Savoy and is like, morphine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, morphine is great. I should do morphine more often.
So Dick grabs her phone, dials in a number, and is calling up their buddy. So for mechanics wise, the Naked City reads, you have lots of personal contacts wherever you go. Pick 4 contact types. Dick has bartenders, organized crime, espionage, and national police.
Ooh.
You can hit them up for info, which is +1 to investigate a mystery role, or small favors. There may be a small cost involved. Personal contacts can provide more significant help, but the keeper decides their price on a case-by-case basis.
All right. Give me a name for your CIA guy.
Special Agent in Charge Jenkins.
We already have a Jenkins. Wait.
We do?
Yeah, Mr. Jenkins is
In this game?
Jenkins, the other
voice-
butler.
Yeah.
Isn't Jenkins also Tilda's last name?
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
It
you're
is,
right.
actually.
It's
You're right.
Jeeves and
It's Jeeves and
That's
Barney.
right.
Barney. That's right.
I usually...
Artemis.
Jenkins is like my go-to NPC name.
Hey,
so I forgot
let's
about that.
do
Special Agent in Charge.
Smith. Let's do agents.
No, that's no. Special Agent in Charge Timison.
Tennyson?
Timison.
Temison. Type that in chat, please, because dear God. Timison. All right. So, all right. In the meanwhile, Naomi says, "Hey, as you're doing this, I mean, this is important enough that I think Mira and Jonas should be in on what's going on. I can call them."
Okay. So yeah, Dick's on the phone. It's like, yeah, I need to speak to Special Agent in Charge Timison.
So that
Yeah, this is Dick.
so they probably have you confirm a few things, security questions. I don't know, but you finally get to Timison's office.
What was
Shut
your mother's
up!
maiden name? What year
Yes.
did you graduate high school? What was your first pet's name?
Yes.
What's your mother's maiden name?
That was the first one she said.
I just said that,
Oh.
but it's a good one. That's a good one.
Nice
Dick is
one.
laughing.
All right.
Nice.
So Timison gets on the phone. It's like, Dick, it's been a bit. How's it going?
Oh, I'm still alive, despite everything's best efforts.
Oh shit. Yeah. I know it's been a hot second. I thought you finally bit it. Werewolves caught up with you or something. Right, too soon? Sorry.
No. No, it's fine. Speaking of werewolves, how's that one that you all captured up in Jacksonville?
Eesh. Yeah, not talking much.
Figures.
We're having
Well,
all sorts
hey.
of issues there, but we're on the trail of others. Good news is we've got some guy named James that we've been following all the way to Mississippi, even.
I
Ma'am.
see what you did there. I see what you did there. So it goes, all right, well, hey, I need a little bit of a favor. I'm doing a bit of an odd case here in, where are we at? Springfield?
Yeah,
Is that the name of it?
Springfield.
I keep wanting to call it the town Tickfaw, and I'm like,
No,
it's the
that's the park.
I'm doing a weird case here in Springfield where there's a bunch of weird supernatural stuff going on.
To be honest,
and
Dick,
one of the
let me hold you there for 1 second. To be honest, weird shit is all over the board. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but shit is really popping up around the world.
Let's just say that I know a lot that I can't talk about, and you know a lot that you can't talk about, and it's probably some of the same stuff that we both can't talk about.
Quite likely. Either way, just know that this does not surprise me, and also, yeah.
Well, does anything surprise us these days?
Get one or two. Had had one of the people in the office have a case of the head fairies. Didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, that's a nasty one.
Yeah, pixies roosted in your hair. It was awful. Hair was in knots.
Yep. Oddly enough, same treatment as crabs.
Oh, really? Have to use that.
Just shave the head. It clears it right up. Anyways, I've got a civvy here causing some trouble with an investigation that I'm doing, and they're getting the locals involved, and it's going to get a little messy. You know how that goes. Could you possibly make them not be here for a couple weeks?
We're talking about the feds, or
no, I'm actually working with the FBI on this one. I just need I'm working with local FBI. This guy's complaining to more than just that, so I just need him to shut up for a couple of weeks, and then come back in a couple of weeks going like, oh yeah, no, I'm fine. That was just mushrooms are a hell of a drug.
Give me a name, hun, and I can cover you.
Todd. Last name?
Todd.
Whatever his last name is.
Kyle, to your right. You know we have a notes section in Roll20 that you never look at.
No, because I did not remember that we have a notes section.
Oh well.
Right.
He's not in the notes section.
Well, that's because you guys were supposed to be the ones using it. Share information.
If he's Kyle's brother, his last name is Wright.
Yes. No, wrong. No, I'm kidding. Right. You're right.
Wrong. Yeah, Kyle Wright.
Or
I think he's still at the hospital.
Todd Wright. Raymond.
You know what? Take care of
Todd
Kyle
Wright.
too. Just take them all, actually.
Kyle has done nothing wrong.
Kyle
He did pee in Savoy's Jeep.
That's the only thing. But do you blame him? There was a giant that tried to step on him. Okay.
No, that's fine.
So, it's like Todd. Maybe have him arrested for fraud, money laundering. Seems like there's some of that going on.
Oh, I mean, you don't have to arrest him. Just, put him up in a safe house for a week or so. Tell him he's on a vacation. I don't care. Just.
Well, I'm looking at like things that we can easily peg him for, anyways, and we've had an eye on him.
What you do on a Thursday night is none of my business.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, you know what I do on a Thursday night. Anyways.
Unfortunately.
Drink alone in my room. Anyways.
Hey, I told you, you're not my type. I'm sorry.
It does. Man can dream sometimes, but I get it.
Anyways,
personal talk should wait later, but I would like to catch up sometime.
Yeah. Tell you what, you do me this favor here. As soon as this investigation's over, we'll meet up at the beach and drinks are on me.
Sure thing, hon. Eesh. Although there's a lot of cases that I have to travel abroad for. I'll have to put a rain check on that, see what I can do.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks, Timothy. You're a peach.
Right. No problem. Consider it taken care of.
And then Dick just hangs up. They're terrible at actually saying bye on the phone. They just hang up.
Meanwhile.
All right, boss. It's taken care of.
So meanwhile, Naomi has dialed up Mira and Jonas, saying, "Hey, listen, something kind of important that you have to, be in charge. Understand." And she explains the situation that they are catching attention, and then Dick just shouts, "Taken care of. We're good." And Naomi's like, "Oh, are you certain?"
Yep. My buddy over at the CIA is going to take care of it.
You have a buddy in the. Of course you do.
Dick just gives Naomi like this biggest shit-eating grin.
Well, regardless, Jonas, Mira, it's something to keep in mind that people are getting more wary. So, Mira, can you keep the biting people on the down low, at least?
Mira just makes some vague grumbling noise, like, girls gotta fucking eat. Like,
Well, you're being given blood, blah, 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 blah. blood,
Blah, blah, blah.
blood bags.
Blood.
yeah, but that's about as fun for Mira as feeding a tiger some raw meat that you got at the grocery store in a cage. You know what I mean? Like, she likes going out and murdering people.
Oh no.
Jonas, like, so Naomi can just like faintly hear Jonas like in the background, like, it's okay, Mira, you can bite me.
Oh fuck.
There's sound of like a
Ah.
hand covering the receiver, like Mira's trying she's trying to block out Naomi for a second. And she just yelled, well, she doesn't yell, but you can hear her in the background. She goes, Jonas, we've had this discussion. Knock it off.
I assume they're not on speaker.
They are
phone.
on speaker. They are
Oh
on
my God.
speaker.
Okay.
You can hear Savoy
that case-
laughing their ass off in the background.
Dick just yells out, "Yes, you can."
There's a little bit more grumbling, and then Mira cuts off the phone. She just hangs up.
Oh, fantastic.
So apparently I didn't need to call them both in a conference call because they were already in the same room. I think did I know this, that they were a thing, or was it just oblivious? I thought Jonas just flirted with everyone.
Savoy like points and just laughs. Just like that dopey dumbass, like.
I honestly thought he just flirted with that. Just okay.
Dick kind of leans over Naomi and goes, "Speaking of flirting," just gives her a wink.
What was that for? Question mark? Did it just say question mark out loud?
Yes, you did, darling. That was adorable.
I mean, is there? Okay.
And Dick's just sitting there, just grinning, because it's exactly what she's trying to do, is just push buttons.
All right. Well, Savoy, I suppose we should leave you to rest, but that's important. I'm certain that Dick's friend can take care of things, but all the same.
Savoy reaches out and is like, wait, and like beckons with their hand for Naomi to get closer.
Yes, and she does. She steps closer.
How
nervously,
close is
like,
she?
oh. Well, how close do you want
So
her?
Savoy
Like, do you
keeps,
beckon
like,
her closer
being like,
and closer?
and come here, and come here, and come here with their hands until she's like,
All right,
as
so
close,
she comes to the edge of the bed,
like
side of the bed, just
where Savoy is like laying or laying in the bed.
yes.
And Savoy's gonna reach out and grab both of her cheeks and be like, when I'm sober, I'm asking you about my family again, and lets her go. And giggles about it.
Okay, I will keep that in mind. She kind of rubs her cheeks like, what the hell just happened? And leaves.
Good.
Now, Jonas and Mira, we will get to you and what's going on over there, and then talk about general, like, how you guys are prepping for your excursion to the other world. But we'll do that after the break.
Oh.
Awesome. Well, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, so hydrate, stretch your legs, whatever you need to do, grab snacks, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. See you then. And we're back. There we go.
Welcome back. All right, so Jonas and Mira, speaking of, are you at the manor, like hanging with Lily? Are you at the house? At Mira's house, just chilling.
I'm sorry. I'm going to share with you what Riley sent to me because it's too good not to.
Oh no.
During the break, she just sent me a message and was just like, so, like, what are Jonas and Mira doing? Was he giving her an impromptu lap dance? And that's when that's the point where I had to mute myself because I literally choked on the air.
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't think Mira would have that reaction that a human would, but whatever floats your boat, Jonas, darling. I don't know. I was gonna say with Lily would be fine, but I don't want that kind of energy in front of Lily.
Where Jonas would have just been horsing around, fully clothed. A reaction out of Mira.
Not gonna get the same reaction out of Mira that you would out of a human, so
Makes it fun.
That won't stop him from trying. Let's be real here. This is Jonas.
You are absolutely right. He would still try.
Just see what happens.
Fair enough. I don't know. Jonas, what are we doing?
I think we should just go with that.
Ma'am.
Just go with them
We're
hanging.
We're hanging out with Lily.
Okay.
Lily's with Barney. Lily's with Barney.
Okay. So that you're having couple time.
That's even worse.
And then Jonas just flips on some music, and everybody outside just hears.
No, it's
Let's take it, Brad. Take it, Brad.
Wow.
All they hear from Mira is just like, what kind of garbage human music is this?
Just careless.
So I kind of imagine Jonas bringing out the oldies and playing like Backstreet Boys or something.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Tell me why.
Jonas already has my heart. Why are we working on something that's already his? I still
Ain't
have
nothing
all
but
my-
a heartache.
Oh gosh.
That's great.
Probably were just hanging out. Maybe something like that. Like Jonas goofed off at towards the beginning of the day, and it was just kind of that Naomi called, and Jonas is still shirtless with his cowboy hat on.
What?
Oh my god.
Just chilling on the couch, just what is it?
God. Amazing.
So when you say horsing around, in literal.
No.
No,
Not.
Absolutely not.
No more puns from you, Missy.
That's like asking a dog to stop licking its butt. I don't know why that. I don't know why that.
Yourself to a dog licking its ass.
I don't know why that's the one that my brain went to. Anyways, let's get back to my story, my compelling fucking story.
Please, vodka in my nose is awful.
Vodka, no, so no. All right. So, all right. So, yeah, I would say that it's towards the evening. And you guys are still hanging out at Mira's house. Probably, Jonas, you're thinking about heading back. Mira, you're thinking about going. You're worrying about Lily a little. And that's when there is a strange knock at the door. It sounds like a small hand, a little bit lower than you would expect. A person standing at full height.
Whose door is this?
Mira's door.
Oh. She goes to get it.
And there is a goblin, but it's not one of the four that you know. It's a different goblin.
Mira tries to keep her residual disgust at the goblins who jumped her at the beginning of the beginning of the campaign to a minimum, because obviously this is a different goblin, so she's not.
Yeah,
going to
it was
right away.
Gimli that jumped you, and Gimli is with the other group that lives on Savoy's property now. So, but no, this one is dressed. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say, Mira opens the door and is looking straight ahead as if to look into a tall person's eyes, and then she stays there for a painful 5 seconds and then looks down.
Uh, so this one is dressed in like a royal purple with gold trim, which is very unusual to see a goblin dressed so finely. They have like long red hair and curly sheep horns, and just kind of and is holding a kind of like basket. It's unusual. It's more like a small carriage if you didn't know better. Which, I mean, it could be. But either way, they look at you in confusion as you and just go, as you look over them. Ahem.
So that's when Mira like drops her gaze.
Me is royal messenger sent from the house of Vulpes.
Jonas at this point would be like, who is it? And bound over, and he just, like looks down and he sees the thing in its hands, and he's like, is that a TARDIS?
Well, oh, what?
Like Lana stole the king's TARDIS and made her own TARDIS. Oh wait, that's like future for you. Does that take you places?
Lana.
It takes someone places, but we, the messenger for the House of Vulpes is, we carry them and sometimes wear them as backpacks on our back to take the Fae from House Vulpes to the places they must go. I guess, in a way, that makes us pack mules. That's what they call them, right?
Mira just makes like a little snorting sound. Comment on it.
A beast of burden. Anyways, I is royal messenger from House Vulpes, from the House of Temryu, to give you message. Well, to give you the person who is going to give you message, who is in this the carriage that I carry. What is you guys' reaction as to going off like this?
Mira like low voice and whispers to Jonas, and she's like, that took an awful long time to get out that little message.
Jonas nods, but like also feels really bad for the goblin.
Of course.
That doesn't feel bad for the goblin.
So at this point, the goblin bows in one knee and holds up this like kind of wicker basket carriage, and you notice that there's tiger lilies that are kind of woven in between them. It's a decent size. It's about yay big. It's carrying a fruit bowl. I don't know. And out a little wicker door opens, and out steps a tiny fox person. It's a red fox, but with moth wings, and wearing a purple and brass robe.
It's not Miss Nora, so I don't care.
What?
I said it's not Miss Nora, so I don't care.
No. Why would it be Miss Nora? That's another world, you fool.
I know, but that's my point. It's not Miss Nora, so why would I care about the tiny fox?
It's a tiny fox with moth wings.
Miss Nora or bust for Mira.
What?
I said for Mira, or I guess Vanessa actually would be more accurate. It's Miss Nora or bust.
Yeah, literally.
Seriously. So,
Miss
what you
Nora.
have to do, donate $25 and Miss Nora will suddenly be in this campaign.
There you go.
Could make it
Was Miss Nora even that old?
She wasn't. But we already have multiple dimensions. We have time travel. Anything's possible.
True.
I swear to God, if I donate $25, it's gonna happen.
Miss Nora, or are you gonna want like Galder in here to,
Oh,
give everyone boners?
let me think about it.
Okay. Anyway. Yes. So Mira does not make any rude comments about the little fox. She just waits patiently.
So, it also has like little antenna, like a moth antenna, and like a little flower crown. And it has its arms in its sleeves, and it bows very politely and says, "I am Kit from House Vulpes Vulpes, and I am here with an invitation. We first stopped at the ruler's house, your ruler, the one that lives in this town. I would not want to assume that a human rules over a fairy like yourself, miss, but no one seems to be home except for a strange wrinkly man." He smells like no flower I have ever smelt before. He called it a cologne. I have never heard of such a flower.
Mira just looks at Jonas and she's like, "Do they mean Barney?"
Yes.
Anyways, he was spooky. How do humans allow themselves to get that wrinkly?
Mira doesn't say anything to that. She's kind of weirded out by it too, not gonna lie.
Fairies are all ageists, apparently. So, it's like,
You're not wrong.
irregardless, I am here with an invitation, and it reaches into the carriage and pulls out a paper, and it has like this calligraphy that's with like this shiny color shifting ink, like chameleon chrome, like my eyelids today, that just shifts when the light hits it.
Like
and
that.
It says invitation on the invitation, on the envelope. A little on the nose, but okay.
How big is this compared to the tiny fox fairy?
It's a normal envelope. So it's this fox. If the carriage is this size, the fox would stand about this high. So it's like holding it like this.
Oh.
Like one would like a poster board sign.
Oh. So Mira reaches for it and kind of gives a little nod as she takes it. And
you may tip the messenger.
Mira hands the invitation to Jonas and she disappears inside.
I like blackberries. Blueberries are fine too.
Unfortunately, Mira
my
does
God.
not have any not have any berries in her fridge at the moment. It's mostly just a few last bags of blood, so sorry about that. But she does have a couple of plants in her house now. There's not very many, but when the gang was all there last time, there were no plants. So now she has a couple planters that are hanging from the ceiling from like little hooks.
Yay.
And one of them is like the are they called bleeding hearts? Is that what they are?
Yes.
The little pink ones
Yeah,
that look
those are
like the
pretty.
drippy hearts.
Yes, bleeding hearts.
Yeah, I love those. My aunt used to have buckets of them outside her house when I was growing up.
Buckets.
Yeah, there's big planters of them. So Mira snaps off a few sprigs of the little bleeding hearts, and she like ties them together, and she grabs a little piece of twine from her cupboard and like ties them together and all that cute stuff, and then she brings that out.
So it lets out a happy little yip, like, oh,
That's so cute.
this will suffice. This will suffice.
Mira
And
gives a little smile, and she hands it to the fairy very gently, and it's very polite.
so it like wraps its little arms around it, and it's like, this can decorate my carriage. I look forward to it. Thank you very much. And he hands it to, because he doesn't want it to get smushed in his carriage, to the goblin and says, you must carry this very, very, very much carefully. And the goblin says, okay.
Jonas,
The
Adorable.
note you must open with all present. It will self-destruct. That's the word for it, isn't it?
What's it gonna say? Your mission, should you choose to accept it?
The message will self-destruct. That's what humans say, isn't it?
Mira just eyes the tiny fairy, and she's like, it'll self-destruct if we don't all open it together?
No, after it is read.
Ah, yes, that is what the humans say.
Because it's private secret.
Of course. Mira looks to Jonas. Jonas, were you going to say something?
yeah, so Jonas is going to look at the goblin and just reach out from his pocket, grab the car keys, and take a keychain off and like hand it to the goblin and be like, and a gift for the messenger's carrier.
Oh, goody. And the goblin is about to like drop the whole basket to grab it. But then Yip just kind of like, whoa, 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 whoa. And he's like, oh, sorry. You can put it in my mouth. Or no, hang it on my horn. Hang it on my horn.
So Jonas will do that.
Freaking goblins.
So, yeah, now the goblin happily with a keychain on the on its horn now says, thank you very much, Lee. That is the message that we must bring and has brought. Yes. So
Mira just rolls her eyes, but she just says thank you and kind of like shoos Jonas inside.
all right. So that is that. All right. So Savoy's probably going to be in the hospital for at least another day or so. Do you just gather everyone at the hospital?
Probably just as well, yeah.
Okay. So everyone crowds in this room. Faith is there on behalf of the Moonstone clan. Since the room is only so big, and they could get mad. So everyone's kind of crowded in. Naomi, Faith, and the rest of you. And do you introduce what happened? Like, how do you introduce this oddly mysterious, color shifty letter?
Just the way it happened. So Mira's just like, yeah, like, a goblin brought a fairy to the house and presented us with this invitation.
Naomi's like, so what you're saying is a fairy brought a fairy that brought a note. That doesn't seem very practical.
Well, there's different kind of fairies. Either.
I mean, I would hope that there are different kinds of fairies, and not all are made equal. I don't think this world will do well with many Miras all in one place.
You know,
This is Faith talking, right?
No, this is Naomi.
Oh, okay.
I don't like to argue with you, but you better take that back. The world's lucky to have a bunch of Miras.
Need I remind you that Mira has killed people and needs to drink blood? That would be very bad for us.
I'm not listening. Nobody's hearing nothing.
Mira ignores that comment and she looks at Naomi and she's like, don't humans ride other living creatures to get to different places? If I'm not mistaken, horses to get around, did they not?
Well, at some point, yes. I think
So
there's still
why-
horseback
Go ahead.
police officers.
Just chime in at this point too and goes, well, I imagine, eating hamburgers sounds pretty good until you're the cow. So it's all about perspective.
Dick, you're not a vegetarian, are you?
Me? Oh no, I'm just saying. When you find yourself in the position of the cow, the situation isn't that great. But we still eat hamburgers.
Are you saying they eat goblins?
I'm saying if we're gonna sit here and be cool with eating hamburgers, we should probably be okay with something other than us trying to eat us every so often.
Savoy just laughs.
Meanwhile, Faith is like, so what you're saying is those cannibals got it right?
No. That's disgusting. Dick puts it here and goes, she's not a human.
Mira shoots an appreciative glance in Dick's direction.
All right. Well, looks fairly humanish.
Savoy just laughs again.
Mira goes over to Savoy's bedside and reaches over and uses her index finger and her thumb to widen one of Savoy's eyes and just like leans in and looks in it. And she's like, Savoy, do they have you severely doped up? Like, what is going on here?
Savoy laughs
Yes.
even harder. And like you get the flash of Carmine that is Zahil and just like cackles. And yes.
Right.
Yes, Savoy is very doped up.
Mira just lets go of Savoy's eyelids when Zahil flashes through, and she also kind of joins in on the laughing. And she was like, well, I wondered what the bird brain might have thought of that.
It's a good time. It's a really good time.
It's party upstairs. It's a party upstairs.
Dick suddenly has like it. You know, if this were a cartoon, a light bulb would appear above her head, and they look over at Mira and go, I got an idea. So speaking of eating, and no, Naomi's obviously not okay with you eating indiscriminately around these parts, but
Thanks
I
for
happen to
making
know
me
some
the.
people that have it coming.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that idea either.
Dick just leans over and puts her hands on either side of Naomi's head, just covers up her ears. It's like
It's a good. Dick and
Yeah,
Mira are on
so-
the same wavelength because Mira was literally about to like hold her hand up in Naomi's direction and just go, shh, it's fine.
Dick goes,
You
How
both,
do you
you
feel
both
about
do it.
eating,
So someone's covering Naomi's ears, the other person's like, shh,
Yeah.
the adults are talking. Faith is here
How do you
looking
feel
amused,
about,
like, I'm glad that I'm apparently older mentally than she is, so.
yes.
So anyway,
Dick
Mira
looks
looks
Mira
at
and
Dick.
goes, How do you feel about taking out some domestic abusers?
Mira just grins and she's like, delicious.
We're gonna get along great. So Dick takes her hands off of Naomi's ears and goes, and that's how you make my secret recipe for buttermilk biscuits.
Just because I don't hear it doesn't not make me an accessory.
While Dick
We were talking about biscuits.
Mira just leans back in towards Savoy and like sniffs at them a little bit and just kind of to herself, like she says it out loud, but more so to herself than anything else. And she's just like, I wonder how strong the drugs are in your blood.
Savoy and Zahil both cackle. Like, you can pick up hints of both of them in the laugh. And Zahil's the one that follows up because Zahil's the one with the presence of mind right now and is like, reaches an arm out and is like, you want to try?
You want to hit?
Mira, so funnily enough, Mira looks for just a split second like she's considering it.
Oh no.
It just
Oh no.
flashed through her eyes, but then she leans back a little bit and she looks around the room at like the 30 other people in here. And she just kind of laughs a little bit, and it's one of those really like high tinkly kind of laughs, like it's a genuine laugh. And she looks back to Zahil and says, as tempting as it is, maybe next time.
And Zahil just repeats back, maybe next time.
Naomi is kind of uncomfortable with this exchange because after all we're talking about drinking someone's blood and it maybe being vaguely sexual. She's not sure what's going on, and so she's like,
To make everything better, Mira just looks at Naomi, sees her like general mood, and just winks.
Poor
Naomi steps that much closer to Dick, just a little bit.
Just a little.
And going back to being
Dick just
a
puts
good
an arm around
fairy-
Naomi's shoulder.
Going back to being a good fairy girlfriend, she goes back to Jonas.
All right. So Naomi's like, anyways, this note.
Oh, right. Yes. The invitation. Sorry, got sidetracked for a second there. Yeah, so this
Faith is like, I'll say.
Mira like snaps her teeth at Faith a little bit. It's not very menacing. It's just a like shut the fuck up.
Hey, Faith does something similar, like, like, and he's like, wait, no, wait, no, wait, wait, no.
Is Faith within our arm's reach of Dick?
I mean, the room is not giant. You could probably grab him. Maybe it's on the other side of Savoy's bed, so just like reach over and bear hug him or whatever.
Is Faith wearing a hat at all?
No, he's goth.
Okay.
He's not Milady.
Then
Malegi.
men can't wear hats?
No, he's emo goth. Shut up. He's bringing emo back. Shut up. He's got
You heard it here first. Apparently emos don't wear hats.
Emos don't wear hats.
Add it to the list. Ladies don't wear pants. Great ladies don't wear pants.
He's too obsessed over his hair to really care about a hat.
Okay, perfect. Dick's gonna reach over and muss his hair up then.
He's like, "Wah! Hey, do you know how much pomade I had to fucking
When Faith
Dick's
says
like,
pomade,
You know how much I just don't care?
Wait,
Sorry, go ahead.
Faith, what?
I said when Faith mentions how much pomade, Mira just cackles.
He just like scowls there in the corner and fixes his dyed black hair. And yeah. Naomi's like, note, please. Before we get more sidetracked.
Right. Yeah, so the goblin came bearing this smaller fairy.
No,
with the-
we went over that part.
Yes, I'm reiterating. So the small fairy, Mira is just like, shh. My goodness. And she looks to Jonas and she's like, these people never shut up, do they?
Jonas just like looks at her just very seriously, and then all of a sudden screams, 1, 2, 3, surprise! And he like opens the letter.
So it glows. This note glows with this like golden writing that like glows off the page. It's like one of those like fantasy video games where you see this gold text appear on the page. And it says, dear, and then you see whoever is looking at the note, it puts your name in as you look at it. So although say Jonas is the one looking at it, it'll say dear Jonas. If someone else looks over his shoulder, it will say their name.
Love
Either
that.
way, it's all of the ones in your group that sees your names on this invitation. It's like, you and your friends are cordially invited to the Fox's wedding. A grand.
Quick question.
Okay, we're getting a lot of air.
Oh. Does it sound or not sound?
Sorry.
Out there. Does it say Dick or does it say something else?
It probably says Primrose. Because it's like psychic paper, right?
How? It's psychic paper?
Sort of. Yeah.
If it's psychic paper, then Dick's gonna think something else than her real name.
Okay, sure.
And it's gonna say dear buttface.
Oh. Okay.
And Dick's gonna get the biggest kick out of it.
So no, Dick, what you do is you look at it and it says your real name initially, and then you figure out it's game. And you think something else, like, no, my name is Buttface. That's not my name. My name's Buttface, and it changes before your eyes.
Okay. The only problem I have with it saying her real name is that she's gone through great lengths to make sure that nobody knows her real first name.
Okay, so she wouldn't think that initially as her name?
Yeah.
Okay, so it could be Dick.
Okay. And then she'll think about face.
Okay.
But yeah, like specifically, she doesn't want anybody to know her first name because she knows the danger of that.
Nobody would know. No one else is seeing it but you. So, regardless, it says you're cordially invited to the Fox's wedding. The wedding between the Fox King and his new bride. This will be held at Temryu's castle in approximately a week and 2 days, 3 hours, and 5 minutes, and it keeps counting down as you look at it.
That sounds pretty dead on to me.
Fancy.
And it says underneath it, give or take a few minutes for latecomers. There's always latecomers. So it goes on and says, you are expected to bring gifts befitting the occasion and to wear your best. It will be a masked event. But if you do not have masks, masks can be provided you as a gift for your presence. This will be one of your final challenges in our Masters game. And we hope to see you there. And that's it.
Savoy is gonna laugh about something about masks
Okay.
and shout something about Mardi Gras.
Now he's like, I can't wait for her to be back. Faith's like, I don't know, I'm kind of enjoying this. So, what are your thoughts, reactions?
Zakiel's going to take control at this point. And so, like, the feathers pepper their cheekbones and their eyes turn that vibrant, toxic yellow color. And they kind of like shift into a different position. And they appear much more active and much more like aware of what's going on than Savoy was. And they say that this sounds an awful lot like a trap. But so does everything else we've encountered.
Naomi sighs and says, probably. Then she kind of pales a little and is like, does this mean I have to wear a dress?
Well, of course, my dear. And Savoy like tilts their head and hand towards her and is like, I'm sure that in everything that we have at the house, we could find you a gown most fitting of the detective. And they kind of like roll back and purr and cackle at the same time in that weird bird way.
Don't listen to them.
Faith's like, hold on. Faith's like, no, this is interesting. So apparently being on drugs makes them kind of both do some shit to each other and be one. Anyways, I'm gonna have to keep this in mind. This is kind of funny. Anyways, yeah, with the dresses and shit like that.
Wait, do you want to wear a dress, Faith?
No,
And
God.
the grin stretches across Zahil's face.
Dear God, no. I remember that one time that you, Zahil, tried to get me to wear that fucking maid's outfit. I don't work for you. I work for Savoy.
Dick just bursts out laughing at that and says, yeah, I ain't gonna wear a dress, but
Laissez-le
trap or not, we gotta go, so
going with.
yeah, can you say it again, Vanessa?
Laissez le bon temps rouler.
What?
That's what Dick says, which means let the good times roll.
Oh.
But I can't.
Lisa Loeb,
speak
yes, Stetter,
even-
downtown LA.
Yep. I can't even do like Cajun French. My mouth just does not pronunciate the words right. So Dick says what Vanessa just said.
Perfect. So Zahil steeples their somewhat clawed fingers together and sets their chin on their hand, and it says that the house is completely equipped with the family's old relics to ensure that everybody has an outfit that they would prefer for the ball. Savoy also has a tailor that can come and ensure that it all fits.
Another one of your staff. Interesting.
Well, the
That-
tailor is commission only. They don't work in the house.
But either way, I'm getting the feeling it's going to be someone unique.
It always is.
Right. And Faith's like, yeah, no shit. Did I tell you about how the time I saw like literally Joff like floating off the floor? That was fucking weird.
Wait, and Zahil is like, what?
Yeah, it was just kind of like I don't know.
And Zahil tilts their head and says, how fascinating.
Right. It was something. I'm like, either, finally in 2040 hoverboards exist, or which damn, I wanted those all growing up, and they said by 2040 we'll have, yeah, suck my nut.
We can't hear you, Riley.
When Faith is the one that just said that, right?
Yes.
Dick just looks at Faith and goes, I think it'd make us both quite uncomfortable if we did that.
It's a figure in sleech. It's a figure of speech, asswipe. No, wait, wrong side.
Dick just looks at Faith and smiles. And it's that smile that says, I'm going to hurt you. And just goes, I just thought of 24 ways I could kill you right now. With my pinky.
I was about to say I look forward to it, but I think that's a bad idea.
First smart thing you've said today.
So Zahil is going to momentarily lose control as Savoy comes back, feathers receding and eyes returning to normal. And Savoy, despite the fog of morphine, reminds them, all things aside, we better look our damn prettiest, but also maybe we can bring weapons. You think I could fit a shotgun in a suit coat? And they melt back, and it's Zahil back in control of being eyes rolling in their face, eyes rolling back. It's just being like, God, pathetic human.
If they need help figuring that out, I know how to do it.
Perfect.
Naomi's
What's Naomi's reaction to all of this?
Naomi's just like, okay, listen. I don't know very much about fairy rules yet, but in general, I think about, like, say, governor's ball and navy ball, one of those fancy, banquets and things like that. They aren't going to take kindly to weapons being brought to something like that.
Zahil's going to make eye contact with Mira and then look at Naomi and open their palm and just like flex the fact that they have claws and be like, some of us are already equipped. You can disregard Savoy's desire to bring shotguns to a wedding. Ironic. What a human thing.
Dick just pulls out their federal firearm license. It goes, I can take a firearm anywhere with this.
Naomi actually is like, you do. I don't think that applies to fairies.
Well, no, it wouldn't apply to fairies. I'm just saying. Worried about official stuff.
Well, no, but I'm not meaning literally like official events, but I think the same idea applies. If we're going to a fairy party, a big fancy ball of royalty or anything like that, if you're bringing weapons, either one, make sure it's well hidden so you don't offend anyone or anything or cause unnecessary problems, or rely on something else aside from weapons. And this is me, a federal agent, saying that, but I don't know, the idea of bringing a weapon to a wedding that we are invited guests to sounds.
Well, I tell you what. You ever heard of a shotgun wedding? Savoy's bringing the shotgun, and Betty's my +1. And Dick taps the holster underneath your vest.
Zahil is going to roll their eyes again.
Problem solved.
And look at Mira and be like, my darling spooky kitten.
Yeah, me. What?
I believe that you perhaps may have the most experience with fancy fairy shindigs.
Me having experience with fancy fairy shindigs? The only fancy fairy shindig.
Mira, not Mary.
Oh. No, this is actually Faith speaking.
Not everything's about you, Faith.
Because Spooky Kitten, I would think, because he's the spooky prince.
No, Spooky Kitten is what Zahil calls Mira.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mira responds. Mira drops the glamour enough to flash her sharp teeth, and she just says, I didn't expect that I would ever say these words, but I do agree with the human agent. The fairies probably won't take very kindly to you bringing human weapons to a fairy wedding, but you could always bring charms and offensive magic weapons.
Tastes like I can make charms.
Charms would work.
Sure,
Perhaps
like anti-glamour charms, probably a good idea. Maybe. Don't know how well I'll do it because, look, I'm a witch. I'm no fairy expert. Maybe we can talk to Tilda or something, but
perhaps between the two of you, or your mother and the two of you, we might be able to have the protections necessary to get through this, Zahil says. And I hate to sound like the party pooper, like the responsible adult, but we should walk with caution because the prince will be out to get us. It doesn't matter what we do or how we appear or show up, anything that could go wrong will go wrong.
nobody's like, I mean, yes. From my understanding, a lot of what happened with the mimics though was more our our fault. I think I can say mutually our as opposed to pointing fingers for it going so badly.
But the mimic isn't the only thing that has gone so badly.
Mira picks up then at that time as well, and she looks over at Naomi. She's like, I can't believe I'm doing this again, but the human agent seems to have a point. You guys are forgetting that at this point in the game, we're probably not expecting a full-on malicious onslaught. Everything up to this point has been a sort of call and response, I guess you could say, a cat and mouse game. So anything that's been thrown at us, there has been a way around it to deal with it, and that wholly depends on us. So I strongly believe that while caution is a good idea, going into this, we have to play the game like a game. It's more of a, you know, a puzzle than anything else. If we're going to go into this, then you have to be of the mindset that, you know, we're trying to put puzzle pieces together. This isn't an armed for war kind of situation. It hasn't been that way up until this point, and I highly doubt the prince is going to change his game now.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was trying to say. You said it way better than I did.
Zahil snorts, but is like, fine. I suppose you're right.
Mira just like raises her chin slightly, and she's like, of course I am.
Naomi pauses and says, actually, on that note, it does seem like part of the game is that there is both a peaceful solution and a not so peaceful solution. And yes, like what Mira said, it's all up to us. So we can guarantee that certainly shenanigans will happen. Probably someone will try to antagonize us, like in the case of Mirror Steve. Is that what that was?
Right.
There will be extra pieces that we don't necessarily see. And I'll have to review my notes further to know the details. But it seems that it always seems to be connected to one of us or someone that we know. That first one, I don't know too much about the circumstance with the ogre, but I suppose Kyle was the one who was kind of focused upon at that point. Then it was obviously the Moonstones, and this last time it was me. So perhaps someone else that you know may have a role to play. Perhaps it's Geoff or Barney or Lily or I don't know for certain. Perhaps it's just a shot in the dark and more just me being paranoid. I Am I making any sense?
Keel gives that like deep chest growl and is like, well, I suppose a pattern would make sense. And to be prepared for that seems important.
Mira looks at Teal and it's like, she like tucks her tongue and she's like, why such a begrudging tone? Just because your brain isn't capable of thinking of puzzles first doesn't mean the rest of ours are the same.
Zahil snaps their jaws like a bear trap at her and is like, just because I do not believe the prince will follow the same pattern doesn't mean that it couldn't be true. And it makes me no less clever to believe otherwise.
Mira like puts her arms around Jonas's waist and like cuddles into him like she's scared. And she goes, Jonas, the bird is being mean to me.
Okay. If I yell, you guys can maybe hear me. Jonas is going to like smile, and then he's going to be like, but the bird has a point.
Mira hisses under her breath.
Zahil just smiles and like nestles back into the cushions of the bed.
Mira drops her arms from around Jonas like he's burned her, and she like snaps her teeth at Zahil again.
Jonas will like grab Mira by the waist and like pull her back into him.
She like smacks at his hands, but ultimately just leaves him be.
So while this is all happening, who's the one holding the note? Jonas still?
Yup.
Suddenly, blue fire, like a blue greenish fire, just like crackles at the edges and it burns up in your hands.
Does it hurt?
Good question. Why don't we roll us cool? Let's roll cool.
So second question, because Jonas has his arms wrapped around Mira, does it also hurt her?
Well, actually, with Jonas's cool roll, since he succeeded, it does not.
Okay.
And
Thanks.
Jonas, you're able to go, and kind of let go just as it like sizzles up in the air with the pretty foxfire. So with that, I'm actually gonna say, unless there's anything else major that you want to do, that is this session.
Woohoo!
Fantastic.
Next time we are going to head to the fox's wedding.
All right. Well, let's do our outros here. Go ahead, Ro.
All right. Well, I am Rowan North. I'm a freelance illustrator and art educator. And you can find me next week here at same time to continue the Tickfaw files. My favorite part this time was I don't know, just all the silly moments. I enjoyed the Jonas and Mira, like Jonas inexplicably having a cowboy hat, being shirtless. Like, okay. I don't want to know what happens in that household. I don't want to know. I really enjoyed
half the time. These weird human things that are happening. She doesn't know.
I really did enjoy playing Timison and kind of getting that ball rolling.
That was fun.
It's like, whoops, we accidentally have a new NPC to kind of join our intrepid heroes. So yes, that was very fun. Yeah. Next up, Vanessa. Do you want to say where you're gonna be next? What your favorite part is? All that shenana jazz.
Banana jazz? Sure, let's go with it. Yeah, my favorite part was definitely also the silly stuff. I think now that we're all kind of just horsing around and filling out that space with more character interactions, it's really fun to do. And I especially love now that Mira and Zahil aren't trying to kill each other all the time. They can actually have some of that like banter, which is really fun. And of course, Jonas is going to get his ass whooped for doing that in front of all those people. And not a good kind of ass whooping, not the kind with the cowboy hat, the kind where you might end up in the hospital, bud. But yeah, I don't know. I just love all the little in between bits. So that's pretty great. As for where you can find me next, what's today? Wednesday? My God, I don't know how the week works anymore.
I don't either.
You can catch me Saturday evening for Animus Absentus, where I play Annie, a spunky pink-haired lady who can hack into systems and steal information. So that's pretty cool. And then other than that, you can find me at my art Twitter, which I will pop into the chat, and as well as my coffee page. And if you're looking to get any characters drawn, I can certainly do that for you because I'm, getting more into the swing of my digital art. So that's been pretty good.
Awesome.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for that. Next, Yaz.
My favorite part also would have to just be the ridiculous amount of silly that this episode was. I enjoyed playing Doped Up Savoy. But I also love getting a peek behind the curtain into Mira and Jonas, because I love them so much. I will be here maybe next Wednesday. We'll have to actually see. For next Tickfaw. And you can find my artwork on Twitter or on my website, misthart.shop. And I will put that in the chat.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Next is Riley.
So I am going to say again and agree with everybody else. My favorite part was just the silliness of this episode. Just all the shenanigans, I think. And like seeing how, since Mira is happier and getting along with people more and all of that, how Jonas is able to kind of relax a little bit more in group settings and just kind of mess around with her. And like, even though he's gonna get his ass whooped later, he was still able to disagree with Mira in public at a price. And then you can find me next Wednesday.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And last but not least is you, Raven, to take us away.
Yeah, my favorite part, echoing what everybody else said, there was a lot of silly, but it was also a lot of, like, it was silly and also story progressing at the same time, which was nice to see that combination of things. It was also fun getting to show off a little bit more of Dick's connections and chaotic goodness rather than lawful goodness. Her moral ambiguity when it comes to the law in certain applications. So that was kind of fun. Yeah, and you can find me next. I'll be producing Where Things Go South Friday at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then we've got a one-shot happening Friday night. That's 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Run by at a cat named Schrodinger on Twitter. And it's going to be based on or referencing the Stonewall riots. So it should be pretty interesting. I don't know a whole lot about the system or how it's all going to work, but I'm excited to see what Kat comes up with. And we are still looking for players for that, so if that's something that you'd be interested in, shoot me a DM on Twitter, which is just right here at The Raven, or on Discord, which I'll throw in the chat here. Discord. And yeah, we'll get you in. We've got, I think, 4 or 5 open spots still. So it's not filled up yet, so there's definitely time to hop in on that. So yeah, that's that. We're going to go on a raid. We're going to go raid the Onyx Path. They are a tabletop publishing company. And they came from beneath the sea. Oh wait, I think they're all waving by. Just checking to make sure that they're still on. Are they leaving? They might be leaving. Hey, but Polished Crypto just started up. All right, we're gonna go raid Polished, who's the DM for Friday nights. Because unfortunately, Onyx Path was just signing off. But Polished just started streaming, so definitely give them a follow if you're not doing so already. Check out that stream. She'll be DMing over here, and she does a lot of other really cool stuff. So yeah, we're gonna go raid, and I will see you all on Friday. Bye, everybody.